What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Blackprint. Glad to finally get with you guys. I know what you guys are saying. We were supposed to be on at 4 o'clock, and the way the Lord will always have it is I was running late. So we pushed it back to 4:30, and then we ain't even gonna talk about the technical difficulties that we had today because it happens. But listen, I'm glad to be with y'all. I definitely have some news to share with everybody. That really was my main purpose of coming on today. And then, this amazing lady who we have down here at the bottom, she sent me a message and she was just telling me about all the super cool stuff that she had going on. And she had some updates from the last time she was on the show. So, of course, I was just like, well, you know what? Come on the show. Come on the podcast because it'll be good to have you on. And I just love her to death. She's doing so many amazing things, not just for herself, but she's doing so many amazing things for other people. And she brought a special guest along with us. So I got two people on my show. And I got a third person coming up. Lady Poet is going to be coming on after we have this conversation. Um, so we're gonna have a little moment with Miss CJ Star down here at the bottom. How you doing, Miss Lady?
Oh, honey, I'm doing good. I'm going through a hot flash. But besides that, oh my God. How y'all doing?
Listen, it's always amazing in itself just to have you on the podcast. Third time now. Listen, I got to start working on the next time. But I appreciate you reaching out to me. Number one, just to give me an update of everything that's going on. Then also agreeing to come on the Blackprint today. With this podcast, the biggest thing is I really like to be able to share what's going on with the platform, what's happening on the podcast side, what's happening on the radio side, because the radio station is launching in less than a week. So next Saturday, it will be up and running live. So it's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff that I'm trying to figure out. And I'm going to let you in on the secret that in a minute, it's really not going to be a secret, that I really don't know what the hell I'm doing with getting this radio station up and running. I know what I'm doing, but I don't know what. I really was kind of pushed into the process of putting it together, and I've been talking about it really for probably 5 or 6 years. Like for real. Before I got with the last station that I was with, I was working on putting the station. We get kind of complacent just in terms of, when you find somebody who knows how to do what you need done, then you kind of let them kind of handle it, and you figure, okay, I could just kind of be the talent. I don't have to do X, Y, Z, and all of that. But
yeah,
that will kind of trip you up sometimes because then you end up being on somebody else's time, and I couldn't do it no more. Hang on one second. I just want to say something. So yeah, you end up being on somebody else's time, and then it's like, okay, I need this done, or you're not doing X, Y, Z, and I can't get this piece of information, or I need this, and it finally just hit it in. And I was just like, you know what, I need to launch my thing and quit playing with it and just do it. And for real, that's what a lot of people before me have done. Is they know what the hell they was doing, and they just got out there and launched it, and they made shit work. So
that's how I got on this show. I didn't know how the hell to use the damn app, but I'm here.
It's cool though. I'm learning a whole lot. Like I'm learning a whole lot. I work well under pressure, so I'm not really tripping that I have 5 days left, 5.5 days left before the radio station launches, because it's gonna be running Saturday. So
how can I help?
Listen, I'm gonna have something that you can do to help. It's really just spread the word. That's the biggest thing that I need for people to do is spread the word. I'm getting this social media and stuff up. I just need people to like, subscribe, comment, share it, share. That's really the big thing is getting the word out there. But I'm just like, when you think of all of the station promo, you think of the drops that people need to do. I ain't got none of that yet. So I'm going to be working around the clock, which I usually do anyway. But it's cool. And then my sister, I don't know if I had told you before, but my sister is running for judge, Joy Kennedy. She is she resides in University Heights, but she is a magistrate down, for the county, and she's running for judge, common police court, common police court. So she had a campaign event today, at 2 o'clock. And of course, I was like, okay, I got a podcast at 4, but I could come and I could stay until 3. And then when 3 came, it was like, okay, I'm getting ready to speak. I just need you to film the thing. And I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, Mom, what time is it? 3:37. I gotta go. I gotta go. And so I was in University Heights when I messaged you, like,
Oh,
I'm running late.
it
Because
was
I'm like, I gotta get down Green up, to get on the highway and get back to transportation. I'm like, it's gonna be a mess. And then if anything, it'll be like this morning. It was an accident and standstill traffic on 480. So I was just like,
oh,
I'm running. But listen, we here. I'm glad I got you. So I want you to kind of take the floor. We're not gonna go a whole hour or nothing like that. Probably 15, 20 minutes. But I just really wanted you to get your word out. And just another note before you start, you can come on here anytime you need to or anytime you want to. All you got to do is just send me a message. Like, we ain't got no red tape or nothing like that. And that is how I have always worked with my media company. Is the whole plan or the whole goal is to cut the red tape, because I've worked behind the scenes and with people trying to get stuff done and stuff like that. And there's always a lot of red tape, and you got to go to this person and you got to go to his person, and then you can't get them, and then they don't want to do it because you ain't paying them. And I ain't got time for that. Like, listen, let's help each other, promote each other. I need you and want you on here whenever you need to. And the same thing goes for you, Peggy. Like, we're just meeting, but I appreciate you coming on to here. My son is at main event all the time. So I appreciate you. I appreciate y'all for taking care of my kid. Wow.
yeah.
And I might know somebody who probably had a little fight up in there too. So but that's a whole nother story. I can tell you we ain't had nothing to do with it, but
yeah, we see it occasionally.
yeah. But go ahead, CJ.
Okay, well, guys, I have a nonprofit organization called Roof's Haven for Hope. And that umbrella, I do a lot of things, but I'm kind of the person, I want to be the change that I want to see in the world. And I see it ain't no women support groups. Now, I'm going to say some of this stuff jokingly, so y'all take y'all box off me. But we in a dangerous time when a man is willing to cut off his penis to have a vagina. And because of that, I feel like we just need to take a moment to woosah. We are because I'm an 80s baby. So whenever a man is telling me how to treat my man, it's a problem. And I'm talking about because he's dressed, you know what I'm saying? And so I said, you know what? We women need our own little, just a little place to vent, maybe heal. We work so much and do so much that we just need a little support, right? Just like a woosah. And so I creatively just be thinking and stuff. So I was like, hey, I'm about to call these 2 women along with my assistant in North Carolina and my homegirl in South Carolina. And I'm going to see if they want to do a woman's retreat. Right now, I'm making this up as I go along because I don't want the average woman's retreat.
Right.
I want to do some gut busting, make you cry, healing. So I did not publicize it because one thing about me, when I'm doing anything for my nonprofit, you're not going to see flyers put up. I'm not doing it for the glory of y'all. I don't, you know what I mean? So right. CJ Star and Roof Haven is 2 different entities. But the monies that I will be making as CJ Star is what's helping fund Roof.
Absolutely.
So I want people to understand the difference of the 2. Okay. I'm using my talents instead of going to steal money so the government can tell me how to help people. So I'm kind of being like a renegade of my own. I don't have to struggle. I could get a grant written. I could do all those things. But there are so many nonprofits that's out here stealing money that I want to show people that that's not what Roof is about. Absolutely. So I put out the word and I found the nurse. The nurse was there for the sole purpose of questioning and to do a presentation on just the everyday, right? Because you would be surprised. There are a lot of females that don't know the proper way to wipe their vagina, right? They don't even know the proper way. So these are, there are a lot of things that the women in my era have dropped the ball on. And so now we have the sexy reds. So in the beginning of the Woman's Day retreat, I had all kind of women in there, different nationalities, ages, but all of them are religious based, right? So they thought they was coming in for a prayer meeting. And I started it off rough. I said, first off, take your stipulations off of me because I'm not a pastor and I'm not trying to be one. But we in a dangerous time right now and we just need to come together and we got to do something. I don't know what it is, but we just need a place to be, right? And so I said, y'all women sitting here frowning up y'all faces at these sexy reds and these Suki Hanas and the little Kims, right? Because little Kim from my era. But what is the first thing your grandma, your auntie tell you when a man like you? You know you better not give him no cookie without no money. We as mothers have taught our girls to sell their vagina. And now 30 years later, y'all women and men have the audacity to look down on the product of what we have allowed. And when I started the women's retreat off like that, it was quiet as hell. And there was over 50 women in there. And we went in and did the work. I talked about mental health. Peggy, which I'm going to bring her in a minute, introduce her so she can share a little bit. She talked about what she dealt with. Mimi Manning came from South Carolina just to speak, right? She talked about what she dealt with. I had Karen Remner. She came and she talked about what she been through. Because I think we're in a time where we need to like really put our business out there. And it's not for everybody. It's just for the catalyst of women that understand and feel where I'm coming from. Because some choices I made as a young woman, I didn't have to make if I had women around me to open up their damn mouth. And so that's the purpose of the woman's retreat. So now starting next March, Ruth's Haven for Hope will do 4 women's retreats a year. Winter, spring, summer, fall. 4 quarters. And it'll be different subjects and different locations. And it doesn't matter if you cannot make that one. There'll be 4 that year.
I think
that's pretty much it.
Like the really good thing before Peggy comes in and talks, the reason I thought this was important is because, of course, you were on here like 2-3 weeks ago, and you talked about obviously you gave us your backstory and everything that went on with you, but you told us all about the retreat. So, like, the beauty of today is that people who are watching, they can see the follow through because you talked about this retreat was going to be coming up, and then for you to come back a couple of weeks later and you're like, okay, we had our first retreat, it was really successful. This is what happened. And like I think that's beautiful. And the people, like I said, the people who are watching can see that follow through, and they can see that what you say that you're going to do, that you're actually doing. So I appreciate you for that. You want to bring Peggy in, or?
Yeah. Peggy, I met this gal. I was on the stage shaking my udders, telling jokes. And this lady is a camera ninja, okay? She can take pictures of a booger falling out your nose. That's
Lord.
how clear her camera lens is. So, I don't meet no stranger. And over time, I am a people person. So I try to get to know you. And if I bring you close, if you around me, we gonna do work together. I don't hang around people that's not doing nothing. So if you doing nothing around me, you won't be around me long. So Peggy is around me. So you either gonna get on the train and we gonna be great together, or get away from me.
Right.
Because I'm on a mission, and that's how Peggy came through. And so without further ado, I'm gonna let Peggy talk about your experience, how it's been working with me, since people think I'm crazy. And just,
you crazy, but it's cool though. I like your crazy, but you crazy.
Thank
and
you.
Trust me, you crazy, but I like it though.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks for inviting me. Thanks for having me here.
Peggy.
Thank you. I met CJ, like she said, she was up on stage telling jokes and I'm taking pictures, and there were times I was laughing so hard I couldn't take a picture. But she's an amazing person, and she literally did say, if you're going to be around me, you're going to have to work with me, and we're going to accomplish something. So she's not lying about that. She wants to move all of us together and move us all up. And so we sat and talked a lot about what we were going to do, and it was a great experience for me. I'm very introverted normally, and I'm learning to come out of my shell, and I can run a floor and at my job, I'm a very public job. I have no problem at all asserting myself in my job, but doing that in my personal life, I struggle a little. And I've been doing a lot of internal work on me. And a lot of that stems back to our childhood, which is what I talked about at our retreat. And I think everybody in there cried, including me. It was hard for me to do because my sister was there. And I was always my sister's protector, even though we're only a couple years apart. And so we talked about a lot of things that happened in my childhood. And honestly, if all of us would deal with that and get past those wounds, then we'd be a lot happier and the people around us would be better. We'd be better families. We'd all get back to where we're supposed to be, taking care of each other in a village. Instead, we all sit in these silos because we're afraid of what everybody's going to find out. But there is absolutely no shame in mental health problems. There's no shame at all. And if you're not okay, the only shame is when you don't tell somebody. And I've been very fortunate that I feel people's emotions pretty easily, and I can see when something's bothering them. So there's been situations that I've been across, and I shared that with them as well, where I've had people that were really on the edge, and had I not stepped up and said something, they might have ended their life. And I didn't even know that when I did it. I just did what I do, and I cared. And I think all of us need to just remember that kindness just takes a moment, and you don't know who you're saving in that moment. So
Absolutely.
But CJ did that for me once. I was having a rough day, and what she says is what she walks, and I can tell you that. So we had spent some time doing this work for the retreat, and she could tell that my day was off, and she's like, "What's wrong with you?" And she's like, "Why don't we go have some lunch?" I go, "Well, you got to go back to work." She goes, "Oh, fuck that job."
That's not like CJ. He would have.
And she's like, "Come on, let's go." She goes, "This is important. I can tell something's going on." And she took the time when I needed it. So it matters. It matters. It makes a difference to people. And Absolutely. So it was a really great day, though, because we had a lot of people that it really touched. And at the end, everybody, when we first came in, everybody's staying in their little silos and nobody's saying much to each other. By the end, everybody's hugging and taking pictures together, walking up to strangers saying, "Hey, take a picture with me." It was so cool.
I think like when you think of, when you think of the way you started off, and you said that in your job, which is very public, and that you're fine and you're able to perform the job tasks and that sort of thing, and it doesn't bother you. But then in your personal life, like you're kind of not necessarily a recluse, but you're like in a silo. I think there's a lot of people who can relate to that. Obviously, the retreat is for women, but that's like a lot of people. Like, shit, that's been me for so long. Like, I mean, you figure for as shy as I was and in a silo and didn't really talk to anybody, I'm doing media and talking to people and doing podcasts and doing radio and all of that stuff. But there's still a piece of me that's like super shy and I kind of be reserved into myself and in the corner and just mind my business and that sort of thing. And I think that we all deal with stuff like that or situations like that in our lives. So, like, how did this retreat kind of help you? Not necessarily heal it, but how did it kind of help you to start kind of maneuvering through it and getting past it?
Well, honestly, I started my whole conversation with, I'm like one of the biggest introverted extroverts I've ever known. Because if you see me at my job, you'd think I own this place, I promise you. But when I'm in my personal life, I was raised in a generation where whatever happened in your house stayed in your house. You didn't talk about it. It was the dirty secrets. Well, those dirty secrets are coming to light, and you're finding out and realizing they're not your dirty secrets anymore. They were never yours to carry. And we all have stories. And especially, so one thing I can say about CJ, I have a young man that I've been mentoring. He means the world to me. And I told her his story, and she connected to that story a lot because of things she had gone through. And she invited him to the women's retreat. He ended up not coming in because he had some stuff going on with his family. But then he went like a couple days later and he met CJ and some other people, and they're mentoring him as well. That means everything to me. If we accomplish nothing else from that, that is worth it for me. So when I stood up there and I talked about that and talked about him and talked about some of the situations I've been through, I can't do public speaking. I used to stutter so much, and
I do too.
I was too nervous. And honestly, once I finally was able to, I stopped looking at my sister because it made me cry. But
You
once I
did,
was,
you did so good though, Peggy.
thank you. But I was real and I was me and I was genuine. And when I saw that that touched people, and I even thanked CJ for it a couple days later, because knowing that I made an impact that day, because I felt it, I saw it, and people were like, they were having side conversations. And when I started talking, they stopped that and they just paid attention. And as soon as I walked away, I didn't even hear when Mimi went up because everybody was hugging and talking to me. And it just meant a lot to me. So I just know that this is the path that I need to be on. I've always helped people, but I did it quietly. Now I think I just need to do it a little louder.
Yeah.
So.
And I look at it like it's a step-by-step process. Like,
Yep.
One step at a time, one day at a time. And, the more you do it, especially if you attend like the future retreats, then it'll get easier and easier and easier. So no, I think that's really cool. So look at CJ bringing a success story on here.
Thank you, baby. Thank you very much.
I think it's super dope.
Well, Peggy, what else did you do that weekend? If we're gonna talk about it, then let's talk about the show.
CJ, how great she is, man. So she's determined to get me out of my shell. I promise you. She hasn't got me in front of that camera yet. They tried, but we spent the weekend, pretty much we spent the whole weekend together. I was lost this weekend without your face, but, we had, she had 3 days, we did filming for one of her new shows that she's doing.
Okay. That I'm producing, finance producing.
Okay. She's producing it. And so I went along just to kind of help her with whatever she needs. She's dragging me in. That's what she's doing. She didn't think I figured that out. But so what I do, the kid that I was telling you, I mentor, he's not a kid, he's a grown man. But I brought him along and he's also reached out now. So now he's all into it. But she did 3 days of filming with some people that she's partnering up with. And there was a lot of people that came in and helped out. And it was fun. We laughed so hard.
Hold on, wait a minute. Did you take her to Dave Chappelle?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm just making sure because the way she explaining it, I'm like, wait a minute now.
No, I hope I can get another invite to Chappelle House. Shit.
Hey.
I want another one, Dave.
And right. Yeah, and then I'm going. Okay.
Okay. No, I am gonna take you for real though the next time for real because
all right, good.
But no, I think that's super dope. Like listen, when you come on and you talk about your products or you talk about retreats or you talk about events that you are having, the best thing that you can bring for people to have a takeaway is a success story. So I think that's really, really dope. And the beauty of it is that, her struggles, a lot of people are going through that. I've gone through at least that portion. So, and still deal with the nervousness and the shyness and second guess ourselves. And we don't step out in the open or whatever because we're worried about what somebody's gonna say. I get it. I definitely get it. So I think that's dope.
Well, we fall into our roles. Like my role as a child I was the oldest. I took care of everybody, and I had a handicapped grandfather. So my job was to take care of people. Okay. And it took a long time for me to learn to take care of myself, but I have quite a while ago. Nobody else really understood it or liked it at times, but that's okay. But it changed my life then. And then I had to start having, not that I'm not confident, it just depends on what I'm doing. Yeah. And I have to let people, the hardest thing for me, and it's something that CJ said to me that meant the world to me, and I don't think she knows. She said to me, you did great because you made yourself vulnerable. And that was huge to me because that is what we need to do as humans. We don't let people in. Yeah. And that's because we're afraid and we don't want to make ourselves vulnerable. But one of the things I'm proud of the fact that I'm authentic, no matter where I'm at, who I'm with, what I'm going through, I'm authentic. But knowing that she knew that was my challenge, I know I'm with the right person. I know I'm partnering up with the right person. So
absolutely. But then the other key to that is
I paid her to say all of this.
Yeah, but
No.
the other key to that, like, is really having the right people in your life and in your circle. So, like for you, that's CJ, and for me, that's CJ. But then that's also my next guest who's going to be coming on, Lady Poet. She's from one of the podcasts that runs on my network. And it's like it's really important for you to have people in your circle and in your life who you could talk to. And when you have stuff going on or whatever, even if it's like you feel like it's the worst thing in the world, that person would be somebody that you can open up to, that is not going to judge you. It's going to help you through it.
That's the trick is you've got to have the person that's going to love you no
Absolutely.
matter what decision you make. They can tell you how they feel, but they're still going to care about you and they're still going to stand by you. And that's how she is. I've been like that with everybody. And sometimes when you're the person that takes care of everybody, you wonder, when's anybody going to take care of me? And I know her and I, we have both felt that way at times. So
absolutely.
It's
when I say I get it, I definitely get it. But
yeah,
I can say just from knowing CJ, for the last year or so, that like CJ is one of those people.
Yeah, she is.
CJ is definitely one of those people. Like I opened up the door for her to come on to this podcast. This is the second time that she's been on one of my other podcasts. And I think it's really amazing, and it's good to see her trajectory because she's had a lot going on. And if you watch the episode where she was on a few weeks ago, like you see all the stuff that she had going on. And like the beauty of all of that was that you never even knew it was happening because she was out here still winning and still doing all this other stuff or whatever. And then it's like, what? That's going on in the background? And she had it worked out. I mean, even when she didn't have it worked out, she had it worked out and she climbed on up out of it. So like you're an inspiration and a motivation to a lot of people, not just Peggy. Like you're really helping a lot of people. Like she got this little hard exterior, but I see the inside though. It's cool. I see the inside.
I'm like a porcupine.
I know. You told me
that's
last
the best
time.
way to describe me. I'm a porcupine, but once you get past them quills, I ain't nothing but a little fat gerbil, a little soft gerbil.
She said a fat gerbil. See, I can't. That's why I can't deal with CJ sometimes because she.
You never know.
No, I really, really appreciate that. I appreciate who you are and what you do, and I appreciate just the person that you are because.
Thank you for getting to know me yourself.
Absolutely, but that's my thing.
I appreciate that too.
I'm very. I was gonna say closed off. I'm not closed off. I'm very meticulous and I'm very careful with who I really invite into my space and into my circle because it's a lot of stuff going on just in terms of me working on purpose and passion. And I got an 18-year-old now, he in college, and I'm doing everything under the sun to make sure he good and everything is paid for while I make sure these lights don't get cut off and a whole lot of stuff going on. And I'm doing that without a traditional job because I'm pushing this purpose and passion thing. And I'm sacrificing a whole lot to make this whole dream stuff work. So it's like I have to have people in my space and in my circle who are going to be good for my mental and who are going to understand and who I can open up to if I got something going on. And I ain't begging for nothing or asking for nothing, but I just need to be able to talk to somebody. So it's really important who I have in my space and in my circle. So you one of those people. And that was from day one when I was introduced to you. Because I usually could tell kind of right off the bat after we start having the conversation, like, is this person good for me or is this person good? So I appreciate you for who you are because, like I said, I pride myself in who I have in the space and who I have in the circle. And I like to know that people who even if we don't talk all the time, I know if something was up, I know I could reach out to you. I know I could text you. I know I could call you. I know, and that's what means more than anything. So I appreciate you. I appreciate what you're doing with Peggy. I don't want to cut us too short. I do got my other guests who down here waiting.
Yeah.
I just want you to get out. Like I was going to say, is there anything that you really wanted to get out with the conversation today? And then make sure you plug, obviously social media or where you want people to keep up with you at.
Right. Well, basically, I just wanted everybody to know that I did the women's retreat solely with my money. So I want people to know that you're not pushing yourself because you don't want to do it, but stop using the excuses that you can't, or you got to wait until you get money, or you got to wait till your child get grown, or you got to wait until the job, or you got to wait, or you got to wait. No, you making yourself wait. You
That
have
part,
not because you want not because you ain't doing it. That's all I
that
want to
part
get
right there.
across. I just lost my food stamps. I'm saying that
Yeah.
jokingly, meaning I had stamps and still did a woman's retreat. It don't matter about where you are financially in life. God will meet you where you are and
I'm
provide
trying to
the
tell
things
you,
for you
God will
in
always,
your
and
ways,
and I'm
your
not
heart.
even gonna preach. I'm not gonna preach like I'm the because listen, when I tell you I was supposed to go to church today and I was laying right in the bed like nah, Jesus, I ain't gonna make
You
it
don't have to
today.
go to church.
So listen, when I'm not even gonna tell you I'm the holiest person out there, but
Nope.
listen, I know God and I recognize when God step in,
That's it.
and God will always make a way, always make a way. Because when I tell you, sometimes I done paid this house and I don't know how the hell I did it, and I've been in this joint for a minute. So like I really, when I tell you I hustled. So let's sometimes you have to sacrifice, and I sacrifice a lot to make all of this stuff happen.
You have
And
to.
I'm sacrificing a whole lot. And when I'm telling you, when I finish all these podcasts today, I'm going out and hit Uber, and we're gonna make it do what it do. So
But
listen.
that's just pretty much it, though. And y'all can
Yeah,
follow me on Facebook, CJ Space R Haven, and Instagram. If you like a little, raunchiness, you can go on my Instagram. That's solely CJ Star stuff. Okay, so that's
don't be putting me out there because you know I be all over your Instagram.
it's MZ_CJ Star.
You know
Okay,
I
so
like
if
ranch, but that's I'm divorced now, so
that's all right, that's all right. But thank you so much for having us. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
allowing me to, because I want people, because the next women's retreat in March, I'm
that
just
was
gonna put a
definitely
quick flyer up. So if you
okay.
girls want to tap in and you want to come, just get in my DM. I
Where
really
is
don't
it at?
want to publicize that, but just inbox me. But it's gonna be in March, ladies, and I'm gonna put out something. So it's a couple months because it's gonna be a little bigger. And
Where's
for
it
me,
gonna
I
be
need
at?
to plan.
Where
So
will it be at?
that's what I'm saying. I want to find a nice place, a nice venue where it's enough parking. We had so many women that some of them left because we had no more parking for them. The parking lot was full and it was parking all up and down the street on the west side. So
Well,
that
just let me
showed me,
know. Like
huh?
keep me posted because I just want to if you don't mind, like
I
I
want
just
you to
want to
come.
come
You'll
and
be there.
actually be there just to
You'll be
witness
there.
what's going on.
You'll be there. I'm gonna have you come. I'm gonna have a couple of media personnel, but I'm gonna have you come. I
I
think
want to
I,
come.
I I think I'm gonna have men retreats too. But just give me a minute on that. I might have you help me
Take
with
your
that. I'm
time
gonna
with
say
it,
it
but
right.
I do want to I truly want to support and come check it out and do whatever you feel like you need me to do. Even if that means I need to volunteer and go work and do something or something, like I want to come and help you and support.
Let's do it
Oh,
then.
that's awesome.
All
All
right.
right.
Thank
Well,
you.
listen, thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all coming on. And CJ, you know I'm gonna talk to you soon. You probably will be on next week or the week after next. So we
All right.
all
All
right,
right,
y'all have
y'all.
a good one.
Yes,
Peace.
thank you so much.
Thank
All right,
you.
no problem. Thank you. Listen, y'all, I don't know why I act like I'm still trying to learn how to work this shit because I be doing this every week, all week. But listen, I like I said at the very beginning, I do have quite a few things that I want to update you guys on. I'm gonna do that after my next guest because I need to get her on so that she can have some breathing time, and then she can get her little prayer going on before the next show going. And I know she do that at 6 o'clock every Sunday night. So we need to get her on and get her off so she can breathe a little bit before she do that. And then y'all need to make sure that y'all catch Open Letters to a Survivor at 7 o'clock because it's an open discussion going on there, and you are definitely going to want to be a part of that. So without further ado, I want to welcome Lady Poet to the show.
Hey,
What's up, Lady Poet?
what's up? Thank you for having me tonight.
Listen, thank you for wanting to be had. How about that? So what's up? What's up, Snatched?
So nothing, just on the way to get ready for Open Letters to a Survivor as we do continue our series on grief and talking about the loss of friendships today. So
Yeah. Um, Listen, I think it's gonna be an amazing show. Um, I really was excited just about the open discussion, but then I was all confused and shit because I ain't had to do no flyer or nothing. Then I was like, I still gotta put something together because this just
Right.
ain't right. But that's why I
Right.
said what I said. But I think this open discussion is going to be really, really good. I might actually chime in there a little bit.
That's
Um,
fine.
yeah, I might chime in there a little bit. I think that's going to be really, really cool, really, really dope. Um, I was going to be talking just a little bit about open letters to a survivor tonight. Number one, because I use this platform to be able to update people on what's going on with the network. And I wanted them to know that Open Letters to a Survivor has the new website. So what I have figured out, and I want to try to see if there's a way that I can edit it, but your website, they can't put www before. So when they type it
Okay.
in, it just needs to be Open Letters to a Survivor.org. So that's what was happening when you were trying to pull it up, and it was saying the page couldn't be displayed or whatever. It's
Okay.
because something with GoDaddy or with the domain, it won't let you put www. So I'm gonna figure that piece out. But at any rate, I lost my words. At any rate, open letters to a survivor.online. You guys can now go on that website. You can pull up all of the past episodes. Yeah, you can pull up the past episodes, definitely last week's episode. And there are pages being added. You will have bio pages for each of the hosts that are on there. You'll have something for Tim. You'll have pages for their photos because we got a new photo shoot coming up and a whole lot of other stuff. Actually, something else that's going to go on that I'm going to mention on Open Letters to a Survivor. So Lady Poet don't
Okay.
even know yet. So she the thing with Lady Poet is she usually have to be in the know and she had to know everything that's going on before you say something. But this is something that she don't know. So, but I want to open the floor up to you a little bit just to talk about the podcast, what it is, what's the purpose of it, and what you ladies are doing over there, and Tim as well.
Okay, so as CJ Star and Peggy both said, I was raised in a household too where what happens here stays here,
Mm-hmm.
and it led to a lifetime of depression, and it led to anxiety and post-traumatic stress disorder most of all. So because I was a survivor of many things, domestic violence, sexual abuse, human trafficking, I wanted to build a platform where, people of color and maybe even other people that are united with us to have a safe place where they can actually discuss things that they're going through. So we start each week with the open letter, which is like advice that we would have given our younger self or we would give ourselves where we are now. And then we have different various guests, and sometimes we don't have guests. We just talk. So I have two amazing co-hosts, Kay Love and Cassandra Williams, who both have experienced things in their lives as well. So we get together and we just provide a safe space not only for each other, but for our guests and for people as well. Then we do have Tim who comes on because, raised in our community, we believe in going to church and talking to God, and it's okay. I'm a firm believer in God. I love God, but we all believe in having God and a therapist too. So we give Tim our church portion and bringing our God into this. So that way, yes, we all need healing, but we need God and we need the people He created to help heal us. So that's what Tim does every week is he does our motivational minute. Then we have a let's go to therapy segment because we're a firm believer in healing. So we go to therapy. That's my favorite day of the week. So we actually we actually have a let's go to therapy segment where we give therapists information. Right now we do have the city of Cleveland, but we're working on getting other states involved to put out their, let's go to therapy. So wherever you are, we'll have that resource for you. And then lastly, we do a spotlight section. We want to spotlight small businesses. It's a lot of people out here that people may not know just because they don't have a small business or they don't have a platform where they can go to talk about their businesses. So we provide a spotlight section just for that. But Open Letters to a Survivor airs every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we each month we do different topics. This month we are talking about grief.
Listen, just like I told you, when you brought the idea to me of doing Open Letters to a Survivor, this is something that is tremendously helpful to so many. Like, I'm not saying it just because I obviously want podcasts, but like, I'm speaking from the perspective of somebody who has dealt with mental health issues. And if we're being honest and keeping it a buck, somebody who still deals with mental health
Mm-hmm.
issues, because it doesn't go away. Like, I take Zoloft every day, and I don't have no problem telling nobody that, because if I don't take it, you're gonna know something ain't right. So it's like, and everybody is dealing with something. A lot of times we can hide it pretty good, and we can kind of mask it, and we can kind of just brush over it and forget about it. But certain things can and often will happen in your life that will trigger it. And
Right.
for me, it was the divorce and starting over and like everything that went along with that. And it was just like everything just went boom. Um, and that was the thing that triggered it for me. And I just feel like, once it kind of, once that door is kind of open, it never really completely goes away. It's like you're always
Right.
dealing with it, and certain things will trigger, certain things will trigger. So I think that the platform that you ladies have, and let's be all the way real, like, this was your brainchild. So like, you created this. Like, I think it's beautiful. I think you're amazing. Like, I think it's beautiful that despite all of the stuff that you have dealt with and that you have been through, like, you still find it in your heart and in your spirit to want to help somebody else, and you still try to like help yourself and get help. So I think that's beautiful. And just like I said in the beginning, like, these types of platforms are needed. Like, look around out there. It's a million people doing podcasts, but nobody's really talking about mental health. And that's the one thing that we all need. Like we need somebody to talk about this stuff and to really, vocalize it and normalize therapy and getting help. Like, when I tell you the counseling that I went through, I'm just like you. Like, you say that's your favorite day of the week, and I'm like, I love having a counselor, because like I think it's dope, because you get to talk to somebody who really don't know you from a hole in the wall. So they're gonna be all the way real with you and keep it honest with
Right.
you, because they really have nothing to lose out of the situation. Versus somebody who or that's in your family or whatever. It's like, they don't want to hurt you, they don't want to hurt your feelings, they don't want to lose. So I think it's really, really cool to have that anonymous person, or that person who, like I said, they don't know you from a hole in the wall, and they're just gonna be open and honest and forthright, and you know share with you what really needs to be done, and equip you with the proper tools and the resources to be able to help yourself get through a lot of stuff. So I think it's really dope. And while you're obviously not like a licensed counselor, like, you're helping people with this podcast and with the
Right.
resources that
But
you.
right, and I am licensed in chemical dependency.
Right. You are licensed in
Yeah.
chemical dependency. I just,
Yes.
yeah, I just meant like a
Yes.
therapist on that.
Right.
But and I'm
But we
glad
do
you pointed that
connect.
out, because people need to know that.
Yes, I am licensed in chemical dependency. I am trained in Narcan and CPR intervention. So I am trained in those things.
Listen,
But we do have therapists that we do connect with every day. I mean, every week. I'm sorry.
now I need you to go back and watch this, so that then you can hear all of the stuff that you got going on and all the stuff you certified in. I just need you to hear it coming at you, so then you could be like, damn, like, I am dope. Now, I think it's really, really cool. So, Open Letters to a Survivor, each and every Sunday on at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Generally an hour. Here and there, it may go over. Usually not, because they be ready to shut it down. But whatever, they come on at 7 o'clock, and just they are going to give you everything that you need, and they equip you with all of the detail, all of the well, details, yeah, but they give you all of the resources and information that you need to be able to really move forward and kind of kick some of this stuff. Open Letters to a Survivor .online. You also have the Facebook group. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we do have Open Letters to a Survivor podcast group. That's the full name of the group page. We go in there, we post questions. Like I said, it is about surviving. So if you need help, somebody to talk to, just want to, chime in with some of the questions we ask. Of course, I'm Lady Poet Speak, so every now and again I might drop a poem in there or something. So if you guys are interested, just go like the group. And if we get up to 150 subscribers, likes on the group, we do give away prizes every now and again. We believe in healing authentically. So sometimes authentic healing means this person needs gas to go to work, or this person needs food. So we do gift cards periodically, which is what we're starting, just to make sure that, like, somebody gave back to me when I needed it, that we do the same thing and
Yeah,
give back to others.
I love
So,
that. I really, really love that. Anything else that we should look out for?
so you can look out for just this show coming up. We got a photo shoot coming up, and we have a tea party that's going to be April 27th of next year, called Open Letters to Our Inner Child, letters that we would have written to our younger selves and to the person that we are today. So stay tuned for the tea party. We will be having that. And guess what? We got a surprise. So our whole Open Letters to a Survivor team will be dropping a book titled Open Letters to
I'm
um,
excited about that.
our younger selves. So we will be sharing the letters that we wrote to our younger selves in this book. Of course, I'm creating it and putting it together for the whole team, but we will be doing that. So stay tuned for that. More information will be revealed soon. But thank you, and please tune in tonight.
And I just need y'all to know. I just need y'all to know that somebody has sent me a message and asked me to contribute some letters to the book. So like I just feel like I'm somebody in the current moment. So listen, listen. In all seriousness, Lady Poet, I love you. I appreciate
I
you.
love you,
Like
sir.
it's just like I was telling CJ. Like you gotta have people in your life who you trust. Like you gotta have people in your life who you trust. I have I got more than a handful, but I have like I'm really careful and really meticulous about who's in my space and who's in my circle
Right.
because it's a lot happening and the wrong person could trip it all up. So like I'm
Yes,
really,
they
really
can.
serious about that. You are in my circle and I love that. I appreciate that. Like from day one since I met you, like you have been an encouragement, like you have been the support. I'm obviously we support each other, but I love you. I appreciate you. I got Kimmy Cakes. Kimmy Cakes. I got Kim Haycox down here, and you see she
Mhm.
hey y'all. But Kim, I
Right.
got Kim. Listen, when I went through that divorce and everybody was finna die, Kim was like, sit down. Like sit down, put the
Right.
gun down. So listen, it's important. It's really, really important to have the right people in your space and in your life so that
Yes,
you
it
you
is.
yourself can move forward. So I appreciate you for
Thank
that.
you.
I appreciate you for coming on to the podcast to talk about Open Letters to a Survivor. But obviously there will be more opportunities for you to do that. And I'm thinking of other stuff that we can get going. And I have something really dope to share with everybody on Open Letters tonight. So I'm waiting to
Thank
get on there. It's 5:35. We got an hour and 25 minutes before we come on.
you.
But
Right.
to everybody that is here tonight, make sure that you guys tune in. We'll be here at 7 o'clock. We will be live. Of course, we're on YouTube. But now you can catch Open Letters to a Survivor directly on their website if you just want to watch it. So it's on, I'm sorry, Open Letters to a Survivor.online. No www, just type in Open Letters to a Survivor.online. And that'll pull their website up. Of course, you can watch last week's episode. You'll be able to watch tonight's because the bookmark is already there for you. And then we are working on getting all of the past episodes uploaded into the new website. So you'll be able to catch all that stuff there. And then there's more pages coming inside the website that you'll be able to. information and contests and all kinds of stuff. So anything else you want to get out there before I let you go?
No, just thank you for having me. I appreciate you too.
Of
I'm going
course.
to hop over to do our group prayer, and
I know.
I appreciate you. And I see you at 7.
I see you at 6:55.
6:50.
Don't be late.
6:50.
I'll be there.
6:50.
Just don't
All
be
right.
late.
You don't
Bye.
be late.
Bye.
Bye.
So listen, y'all, I'm not gonna keep y'all too much longer, but the whole purpose of me coming on tonight was really to update you guys on the stuff that's going on with the network. So of course the podcasts are doing well. Transcending the Culture, of course, is on Tuesday nights, 7 p.m. We are kind of teetering with going back to our original day, but current season still goes for another 3 to 4 weeks. We're doing a big photo shoot next month, and then we'll be pushing out promo for the new season, which is going to start in November. So we'll figure out all the details, figure out if we're still going to be on Tuesdays or if we're going to go back to Wednesdays. But right now, Tuesdays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And again, Open Letters to a Survivor, that is on each and every Sunday. That is coming tonight at 7 p.m. The ladies have an open discussion going on tonight, so you definitely want to be there for that, and you want to check that out. You can catch that, of course, on YouTube at UG Digital Media and Publishings, or you can go directly to their website, openletterstoasurvivor.online. Cat Queen has a podcast that's going to be dropping in the coming weeks, so you guys can continue to look out for that. Of course, we have the Blackprint, which actually we're starting to run every Sunday now. So things are kind of picking up there, but there's a lot going on with the network. Really big thing that I'm going to get to in 1 second. The entertainment plug. We started running the podcast again for that. So that also is running on Sundays. We didn't run an episode this weekend, but we are running an episode next Sunday. And then the really big announcement that, everybody has known that it's been in the works and it's kind of been brewing, but UGD Radio is launching this week. So we are finally going to be up and live and running on Friday night, midnight, Saturday morning. We are going to be running, and first show that is coming is the Entertainment Plug. We are coming back. We will be back at our original time, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. That'll be on each and every Saturday. We do have a guest scheduled for this coming Saturday, so we will be live. Entertainment Plug is back on UGD Radio, which again launches this coming Friday night at midnight. And the show will be on at 11 a.m. on Saturday. Of course, we're going to have music going 24 hours a day, and then we're starting to work in different programming. We have a 5-day-a-week radio show that will be launching top of 2025. That is UGD Live. We have been working on that. We are still working on that. We are working on all of the details and all of the different stuff that's going to be going on with his segments and everything. I have not announced who my co-hosts are yet, but that is coming very soon. Photo shoot is coming next month, and then I got another big announcement that I'm not going to put out there yet, but because I'm actually announcing it on Open Letters to a Survivor tonight. So make sure that you guys are watching tonight at 7 o'clock on Open Letters to a Survivor.online, and you guys will get that announcement. Of course, you'll get to see Lady Poet, K-Love, and Cassandra, and Tim should be popping in as well with the Motivational Minute. And that is going to be it for today. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Of course, we were a little late getting started because of some technical difficulties, but we got in here. We got both guests in. I want to thank CJ Star and Peggy for popping in at the very beginning. If you missed that, of course, you can go back. You can rewatch it. It is, obviously it's going to be running now. And then, thank you again to Lady Poet for popping in on here. But we will see you guys at 7 o'clock tonight. So thank you. Make sure that you guys follow me at I am James Grant on Instagram, also Authentically James on Instagram, and then all other platforms is I am James Grant. So I will see you guys at 7 o'clock, and that's it for now.